A Neanderthal male could crush your hand without trying. His grip strength exceeded that of modern professional rock climbers, and his bones were so dense they make your skeleton look like it's made of hollow plastic. He burned 5,000 calories a day, the same as a Tour de France cyclist, just by existing. And here's what should terrify you. He did all of this while eating food you'd recognize: meat, fat, plants, bone marrow. No supplements, no protein powders, no fortified cereals. So why can't you? Your bones are weaker than those of humans who lived 12,000 years ago. That's not an insult, it's measurable fact. Scientists examining skeletal remains found that bone density stayed consistently high throughout millions of years of human evolution, then suddenly collapsed in recent modern humans. The shift happened right around the time we stopped hunting and started farming. But it's not just about activity levels. Your food changed in ways that make it almost unrecognizable to your body. Let's start with what a Neanderthal actually ate, because you've been lied to about this. The popular image is some caveman gnawing on a leg bone by a fire, but the reality is far more complex. Neanderthals were top-level carnivores who obtained most of their dietary protein from large herbivores: mammoths, woolly rhinoceroses, deer, bison. They hunted animals that would kill most modern humans just by looking at them wrong. But here's where it gets interesting. Plant matter made up about 20% of their diet. DNA extracted from dental plaque at the El Cidrón site in Spain revealed mushrooms, pine nuts, and moss. Not exactly the all-meat diet the internet sold you. Northern Neanderthals focused heavily on large game because that's what survived in Ice Age Europe. Southern populations near Mediterranean coastlines had more options. They ate shellfish, birds, and fish. They consumed starchy plants, pistachios, lentils, and wild peas. There was no single Neanderthal diet. They adapted to whatever their environment provided. But every version of their diet had one thing in common. It was made of actual food. Compare that to what's sitting in your pantry right now. Over 55% of calories in the standard American diet come from processed foods. These aren't food. They're edible products engineered in laboratories to hit your pleasure centers while delivering almost nothing your body needs. High sodium, high sugar, high saturated fat, low fiber. It's a formula for metabolic disaster, and your body knows it even if your brain doesn't. The nutrient quality gap is staggering. Ultra-processed foods are linked to more than 30 different health conditions: cardiovascular disease, certain cancers, obesity, type 2 diabetes, depression, anxiety. Every time you eat them, you're trading short-term convenience for long-term damage. And the worst part? You're probably eating them without even realizing it. That whole grain bread with 47 ingredients isn't whole grain. That protein bar with more chemicals than a chemistry set isn't protein. They're just highly profitable illusions. Now let's talk about what all that real food did to Neanderthal bodies. Their skeletal structure was substantially more robust than modern humans. The long bones had significantly thicker cortical bone, the dense outer layer that determines strength and rigidity. This wasn't just genetics, though Neanderthal babies were born with many of these features already present. It was also constant reinforcement, hauling hundreds of pounds of meat across rugged terrain, navigating Ice Age landscapes that would hospitalize a modern hiker, using a grip strong enough to squeeze the life out of prey. The asymmetry in their arm bones tells the story. The right humerus often showed significantly greater cross-sectional rigidity than the left, exceeding the asymmetry found in modern professional athletes. A lifetime of extreme unilateral exertion, probably from thrusting spears into massive animals that fought back. And they did fight back. Between 79 and 94% of Neanderthal specimens show evidence of healed major trauma. Broken bones, crushed ribs, skull fractures. They survived injuries that would kill you in a modern hospital. But survival required fuel. A typical Neanderthal male needed 5,000 calories per day just to maintain his body. That's not because he was working out. That's baseline metabolism for someone whose entire existence was physical. Your body, by contrast, is optimized for sitting. Agriculture 10,000 years ago provided more reliable food but demanded less physical output. Your skeleton responded by becoming lighter, more gracile, more fragile. The trade-off was supposed to be worth it. Except now you're eating food that can't even support your weakened frame properly. The American diet is deficient in antioxidants and phytochemicals needed for normal immune function, brain health, and protection against chronic illness. You're getting excessive calories but insufficient nutrition. It's like filling your gas tank with sugar water and wondering why the engine keeps stalling. Here's the part that should make you angry. This isn't accidental. In 1985, Dr. S. Boyd Eaton published a landmark paper in the New England Journal of Medicine, arguing that modern chronic diseases stem from a mismatch between contemporary diets and the foods humans evolved to eat. Studies comparing young people from industrialized societies to modern hunter-gatherers found the former had significantly higher rates of obesity, hypertension, insulin resistance, and atherosclerosis. The hunter-gatherers also had greater muscle strength and aerobic capacity. Same species, different fuel. The food industry knew this, they've known for decades, but there's no profit in telling you to eat like your ancestors. There's massive profit in engineering products that hijack your biology while slowly destroying it. What did Neanderthals know about protein that you don't? They knew that protein without fat is poison. Modern humans can only tolerate about 35% lean protein in their diet before their kidneys start breaking down. Push beyond that threshold and you enter a metabolic nightmare called rabbit starvation. Your liver enzymes max out trying to process the excess protein. Your kidneys flood with nitrogen waste they can't eliminate fast enough. You start retaining fluid. Your energy crashes despite eating thousands of calories. Eventually, your organs fail. For someone weighing 50 to 80 kilograms, the upper limit is roughly 300 grams of protein per day. That's only 1,200 calories. Nowhere near the 2,000 to 5,000 calories you actually need. The remaining energy has to come from fat or carbohydrate. Neanderthals solved this with bone marrow. When they killed a mammoth, they didn't just eat the muscle. They cracked open every single bone and scraped out the fatty lipids inside. That marrow was liquid energy, packed with calories their bodies could actually use without metabolic strain. This is why paleoanthropologist Mickey Ben-Dor believes Neanderthals developed unusually large torsos. Their livers and kidneys had to enlarge over millennia to handle the protein load from their carnivorous diet. Their entire internal architecture adapted to process meat efficiently. Your body didn't get that upgrade. You're running software designed for an omnivorous diet that includes substantial plant matter. Feed yourself like a Neanderthal without their hardware, and you'll destroy your kidneys in months. But here's what makes their approach brilliant. They didn't eat lean protein. They targeted fat aggressively. The fattiest cuts of meat, the richest marrow, organ meats loaded with fat-soluble vitamins. They understood intuitively what modern nutritionists took decades to figure out. Fat is not the enemy, it's the solution. Your modern low-fat diet is a catastrophe. When food manufacturers removed fat from products in the 1980s and 90s, they replaced it with sugar and refined carbohydrates. Your insulin response went haywire. Your hunger regulation broke. You started storing everything as body fat because your hormones couldn't distinguish between feast and famine anymore. Neanderthals eating 60 to 70% of their calories from animal fat never faced this problem. Their insulin stayed stable. Their hunger signals worked. Their bodies knew exactly what to do with the fuel they consumed. Now look at what you're actually eating. Processed vegetable oils that didn't exist until the 20th century. Hydrogenated fats your body can't even recognize as food. Trans fats that literally clog your arteries. Neanderthals consumed saturated fat from animals, and their cardiovascular systems functioned perfectly under extreme physical demands. You consume industrially processed seed oils, and your heart disease rates are astronomical. The difference isn't genetics, it's the quality of the fat, but protein and fat weren't their only advantages. Their diet included the entire animal. When you kill a woolly rhinoceros, nothing goes to waste. The liver, packed with vitamin A and iron. The kidneys, rich in B vitamins. The brain, loaded with omega-3 fatty acids. The tongue, the heart, the intestines. Every organ provided nutrients that muscle meat alone can't supply. Modern butchery throws away 40% of the animal. You're buying plastic-wrapped muscle tissue that's been separated from every other nutrient-dense component. Then you wonder why you're deficient in 12 different vitamins despite eating meat regularly. Neanderthals also consumed the contents of their prey's stomach. Partially digested plant matter provided fiber and phytonutrients their bodies needed. They weren't obligate carnivores. They were opportunistic feeders who understood that different tissues provided different benefits. Your diet, by comparison, is monotonous. Chicken breast, ground beef, pork chops, same cuts, same cooking methods, same nutritional gaps. Evidence from Neanderthal sites shows they also ate starchy plants when available. Pistachios, lentils, wild peas. At El Cidrón in Spain, dental plaque revealed mushrooms, pine nuts, and moss. At Pyre in France, they exploited birds, fish, and plant foods alongside their primary prey. Southern populations near Mediterranean coastlines diversified even further with shellfish and small game. This wasn't desperation, it was strategic nutrition. Different foods provided different micronutrients. Variety wasn't just preference, it was survival. Your body still needs that variety, but instead of eating 50 different whole foods throughout the year, you're eating the same 10 processed items on rotation. Your micronutrient intake is abysmal. Your gut bacteria are starving for diversity. Your immune system is compromised because it's not getting the phytochemicals and antioxidants it evolved to expect. The metabolic comparison is devastating. Neanderthals maintained lean body mass on high-fat, moderate protein diets with minimal carbohydrates. You're gaining fat on high-carbohydrate, low-fat diets that spike your insulin 12 times a day. They built dense bones through physical stress and proper nutrition. You're losing bone density despite calcium supplements because your diet lacks the vitamin D, K2, and magnesium needed for absorption. They healed from catastrophic injuries that would hospitalize you for months. You're developing chronic inflammation from foods that trigger immune responses your body never adapted to handle. Studies comparing Paleolithic diets to modern eating patterns consistently show the same results. Lower body weight, reduced waist circumference, improved cholesterol profiles, better insulin sensitivity, and these benefits appear within weeks. Your body remembers what real food is supposed to look like. Feed it correctly, and it responds immediately. The question is whether you're willing to abandon the industrial food system that's been poisoning you. So how do you actually implement this? You start by removing the obvious poisons. Seed oils, refined sugar, anything with ingredients you can't pronounce. Clear the pantry. If a Neanderthal wouldn't recognize it as food, it doesn't belong in your body. Replace processed meat with whole cuts. Buy organs if you can stomach them. Liver once a week provides more vitamin A than a month of supplements. Bone marrow gives you the fat-soluble vitamins your cells are screaming for. If organs revolt you, start with bone broth. Simmer bones for 24 hours. The collagen, minerals, and amino acids leach into the liquid. Your gut lining repairs itself with this. Your joints stop aching. Your skin improves. This isn't mysticism, it's biochemistry your ancestors understood without naming it. Increase your fat intake dramatically. Not from bottles, from animals. Grass-fed butter, tallow, lard. Your brain is 60% fat. Starving it of quality lipids while flooding it with industrial seed oils is neurological suicide. Switch your protein sources. Stop eating the same free animals. Add duck, lamb, wild game if available. Each species provides a different amino acid profile and micronutrient spectrum. Neanderthals didn't have the luxury of monotony. Neither should you. Reintroduce variety in plant foods, not the same lettuce and tomato every day. Rotate through dozens of vegetables, roots, tubers. Each plant contains unique phytonutrients that feed specific gut bacteria. Your microbiome evolved expecting this diversity. Feed it correctly and your digestion transforms within weeks. Your immune system strengthens. Your mental clarity sharpens. Cut your meal frequency. Neanderthals didn't snack 6 times daily. They ate when food was available, then fasted until the next hunt. Your insulin sensitivity improves when you stop grazing constantly. Your body learns to burn stored fat instead of demanding constant glucose. This is metabolic flexibility. You've lost it, you can reclaim it. Now address the physical component. Your skeleton is degrading because you're sedentary. Bone density responds to mechanical stress. Neanderthals loaded their frames with hundreds of pounds regularly. You're sitting 12 hours a day wondering why your back hurts. Start loading your body. Carry heavy objects, walk on uneven terrain, climb, pull, push things that resist. Your bones will respond by becoming denser. Your muscles will rebuild. This isn't optional for long-term health, it's required. The evidence for this approach is overwhelming. Observational studies of modern hunter-gatherer populations show they don't develop obesity or metabolic syndrome. Their cardiovascular health remains excellent into old age. Their bone density stays high, their muscle mass doesn't deteriorate. The only variable separating them from you is diet and activity level. When researchers put modern humans on Paleolithic-style diets, the results appear within weeks. Weight drops, waist circumference shrinks, cholesterol improves, insulin sensitivity increases. The impact is stronger and faster than conventional dietary recommendations produce. Studies comparing paleo diets to standard healthy diets show paleo performs better on nearly every metabolic marker. Total cholesterol decreases more. LDL cholesterol drops further. Triglycerides plummet. And these aren't small differences. The metabolic improvement is substantial and measurable. Your body recognizes real food immediately and responds accordingly. But here's what nobody tells you. The first 2 weeks are brutal. Your body is addicted to sugar and processed carbohydrates. When you remove them, you'll experience withdrawal, headaches, fatigue, irritability. This is your metabolism switching from glucose burning to fat burning. Push through it. By week 3, your energy stabilizes at a level you forgot was possible. By week 6, you'll wonder how you ever functioned on your previous diet. The industrial food system has spent billions convincing you that their products are food. They're not. They're edible substances engineered for profit, not nutrition. The fact that they're legal doesn't make them safe. The fact that everyone eats them doesn't make them healthy. Neanderthals survived Ice Age Europe for 300,000 years on whole foods and physical activity. You're struggling to make it through a decade without chronic disease on processed garbage and sedentary living. The choice is absurdly simple. You can continue eating industrial products designed to maximize shareholder value while destroying your health. Or you can eat the way your biology expects. Whole animals, diverse plants, adequate fat, minimal processing. Your genes haven't changed in 40,000 years. Your food has changed in 40 years. The mismatch is killing you. Every day you delay is another day of damage accumulation. Your insulin resistance worsens. Your inflammation increases. Your bone density declines. Your gut lining degrades further. These processes are reversible, but only if you stop poisoning yourself. Neanderthals didn't have nutrition labels or dietary guidelines. They had food that was actually food. You have the same option. You're just choosing not to take it. The Neanderthal advantage wasn't genetic superiority. It was environmental alignment. They ate what their bodies recognized. They moved how their skeletons demanded. They didn't overthink it because survival didn't allow for confusion. You have the knowledge they lacked and the resources they never had. Use them. Your body is waiting for you to remember what real food is. Your skeleton is begging you to stop. Your gut bacteria are dying off one by one. Your metabolic system is collapsing under food it can't process. Neanderthals built indestructible bodies on simple principles you're ignoring every single day. Whole foods, real fat, constant movement. That's it. Stop waiting for permission to fix what the industrial system broke.